Gather up your projects, settle in your favorite spot. It's time to stitch with Sarah at her Stitchy Camelot. Let's celebrate each other, this community we've got. It's time to get down to Sarah's Stitchy spot.
Hello everyone, my name is Sarah. Welcome to my FlossTube channel, where we will discuss and celebrate all things cross-stitch. Grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and join me
at Sarah's Stitchy spot.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is FlossTube number 79. It is Wednesday, July the 16th, 2025, and I would like to take this moment to welcome each and every one of you to my FlossTube channel. As I do at the beginning of every video, I send my love, my hugs, my kisses to my husband Stan for writing and performing the intro song that you just heard. If you are new to my FlossTube channel, welcome. I hope you will like what you see and that you will subscribe, share, ring the bell, like, and do all the things that we do on FlossTube. And to all my returning viewers, hi! Are you guys ready for another video? Well, we've got one today. I've got quite the stuff out here on the table, and I am just bursting at the seams to share my stitching and shares and all the things that we have here. So I'll give you a quick update on Stan. After calling every Monday since the referral was sent, which was June 25th, I was finally told this Monday that they had never received the referral. Yeah, so I know this is not a new story to most of you, but it can certainly happen to all of us. Dr. Mare's office called today. They resent the referral yesterday, and I will check back in with them this afternoon, and hopefully we will be getting an appointment soon. Stan does have the second performance that we knew about this coming Sunday for a good friend of ours' 70th birthday, and so we're all looking forward to that. And again, thank you so much for all your prayers and your good thoughts and your positive vibes, and just being there for me. I appreciate it so much. So where are we going to go? Well, first of all, I actually remembered, but tomorrow, July 17th, is my 3rd year Flossversary. So yay! Oh my goodness. How exciting for 3 years to have had all of this joy and friendships and kindness and generosity that you have all brought to my life. I don't have words to thank you for it, but please, please, please know how much it is all appreciated. So because I've had a 3rd anniversary, which is going to roll by at some point. I don't know when it'll be, but not in the too distant future. I will be doing a whip parade. It is just a little hard for me to make very definitive plans much further out than a week or so. But I do owe you all a whip parade, and we will be doing it. But again, thank you for being in my life. I just don't have words for everything this FlossTube has brought to me. So yay, 3 years. Okay, now on this past Sunday, we had Zoom number 18, and our guest FlossTuber was Jim of Stitching Jim, and oh my goodness, what a delight. In fact, here's to you, Jim. She told me that she loves my yellow Yeti, so while it's here, I'll take a drink. So, but we also had Natashia of Britches Get Stitches, who has a FlossTube, and Susan of Susan X Stitches. So that combined with all the incredible stitchers that met with us, we had just a rollicking good time. A lot to talk about. We also had Krista Grammer, who is the designer of Just Stitching Along. And Krista has done incredible charts. And if many of you remember, she did do the TGA Redwork sampler. And this is going to be the next piece that I lace. And you'll hear more about that. But this is one of her charts. I have both Lucy Calcotts, and for the life of me, I can't find them. I know they're here. And I do plan, I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit to plans, but I do want to start one of Krista's samplers either in August or September for sampler summer for me, okay? And this is also one of Krista's charts, and this is Sarah Pettingill, 1824. Isn't that just stunning? And I also have Hannah Stevenson, 1852. And look at that basket. Oh, everything about that is perfect. So, yes, what a Zoom we had. I mean, there was just so much expertise, so many fabulous stitchers. And it just, as I always say, my heart is full when I have those couple of hours with you, with all of you. So let's go through who the 10 names will be, and this is a combination of the Zoom that you put in the comments and that I get from the random comment picker, and also from a random number generator from the list that I have when you filled out your email on the Google form. So here we go. Redwoods and Rain, The Stitching Owl, hi Karen, Linnell's 242, Marsha Tennant9345, Beth B 3509, Emily Williams 3237, Linda Pigeon 3140. This is my mother's daughter, which is Janet. My mother's daughter, Kentucky. I'll talk about that in a minute. Mary Tomasi 3132, and A Free Spirit 1. Hi, Ginger. So those are the 10 names that have been selected for FlossTube number 19, which is July the 27th, which is a Sunday, and that will be from 12 to 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time. So I can't wait. I'm so excited. So if I did all my calculations right, our next Zoom after that, Zoom number 20, should be August 10th. Again, that will be a Sunday from 12 to 2 p.m. And so if you are interested in Zooming, would you please put Zoom in the description box below? Put Zoom in your comment, and I will select 10 names for the next FlossTube that will prepare us for the Zoom on August 10th. So now, we also had a giveaway generously provided by Lorene. Hashtag on Instagram is Stitcherelle. I'll run that across the bottom. And that was the 2024 Nashville Cookbook from Market, the Market Nashville Cookbook. And the winner for that is Fluffy Turtles. And I'll run the little card across. And what a cute name, a Fluffy Turtles. So if you will if you will send me your address, my email is in the description box below. If you will send me your address, I will forward that to Lorene, and she will send you your copy of the 2024 Nashville Cookbook. So for the giveaway today, these are charts that have been generously provided by Virginia. And she had 2 of Clara Ellen by Blackbird Designs. And this is pattern 8 in the Anniversaries of the Heart series. So I have 2 of these. So if you will put the word heart in your comment, I will draw 2 names and send each one of you a chart. So there'll be 2 charts to give away. I will select 2 names. So that is Clara Ellen by Blackbird Designs. And again, Virginia and Lorraine, thank you so much for your kind generosity in providing these giveaways. Okay, so let's see where we are. Let's talk FlossTubes and what's going on there. So I did want to mention that Andrew, the runner stitcher, did a FlossTube extra where he put together a mill hill and kind of goes through his process on doing the mill hill ornaments, or you could use them for a variety of things. And he had a very unique idea, and I will let him share that with you. But run over and check that out because it was fabulous. I have 2 new two FlossTubers that I want to shout out. And the first one is Janet, and her FlossTube is My Mother's Daughter KY, which stands for Kentucky. I will have these all linked below. And I have met Janet in the Zooms for the Central Kentucky Stitchers. And they have a Facebook group, and I feel like I have roots in Kentucky because I spent a lot of years there visiting my grandmother. And so congratulations, Janet. She has a wonderful presence on the video, and she's just very interesting in what she shares. So Stan is at the do you hear the ding? That's the refrigerator door. I don't suppose you'd want to come say hello, would you? No, he's actually on his way out for a rehearsal, but you could just yell, hi.
Hello.
Yeah, that's Stan. Okay, and then Pam is Ditzy Daisy Crafts, and Pam is Scottish, and she is delightful. I really enjoyed her video, and so I really want to encourage all of you to run over and see Janet and Pam and give them a wonderful FlossTube welcome and subscribe to their channel. So, okay. I did want to do sort of a little Never Admire Quietly, because there were 2 things in the FlossTubes that I watched that caught my eye and ear, and I thought they were unbelievably kind, and I think we should talk about it. And it is Sarah of Sew Me Sarah and Karen of the Stitching Owl. Both of them have been doing some stitching for people with charts, some model stitching. Sarah did some pieces for Jenny, and Jenny is one of the bougie sisters. Jenny and Nancy have that fabulous FlossTube. And Jenny has opened an online presence, which is the Cross Stitch Emporium. And I think her plans are to go even further and open a brick and mortar local needle workshop. And Sarah, please, if you're not watching Sarah of Sew Me Sarah, run over and take a look. And you can see in her latest video the pieces that she did for Jenny. And that's really going an extra step in kindness. And Karen has been doing the same thing for Kenzie of Mud Puppy Stitchery. And I will have Kenzie's Etsy shop listed below, as well as Jenny's link for her, the Cross Stitch Emporium. But Karen has also been doing some model stitching for Kenzie of Mud Puppy Stitchery. And I think we should celebrate them, and because I'm just very touched by it. It's not even something for me, but it just really touched me that they would go that extra step for other stitchers. So I know that we all do it, but you can bet your bottom dollar that if I find out about it, I'm gonna admire it quietly, not admire it quietly on my FlossTube. So so I just wanted to share those things. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do shares now. At some point, I will be stopping to clear off the table, but we have some fabulous shares, and so let's do those. My first one is from Jeannie, and this is Singing the Blues by Little House Needleworks. She started this on 6/30, which was her birthday, and she fully finished it by the 4th of July. It is stitched on 18 count color and cotton in the colorway Hail Bale, and she used color and cotton floss. So happy birthday, belated birthday wishes, Jeannie, and thank you for sharing this beautiful piece. The next two pieces are from Jean, and the first one is Be the Barbie You Want to Be by Subversive Cross Stitch, and she used the called for floss on a mystery fabric, and she stitched it for her 5-year-old neighbor who likes everything Barbie. And then her second piece was Buzz's Tavern by Noteworthy Needle, and she stitched this on a 32 count flax linen with the called for floss. And how very sweet of you to think about your neighbor. I sure, having raised 3 daughters, went through the Barbie phase with them, and I know how much that means. So next we have Anka, and Anka has 3 pieces, and the first one is the Holiday Glow Stocking, and it is a kit from Dimensions. This is stunning. She changed the fabric from Ada to a Belfast linen, and then used the the threads that came with the kit. Her second piece is Jack-o'-lantern Sewing Pocket and Chatelaine by Stacy Nash, and this is just absolutely stunning. I don't have any of the other details on that, but I do have these couple of pictures. And then the third piece is Patriotic Heart Kit by Samplers Not Forgotten, and she substituted silks from her stash for this piece. Anka, you just have some very beautiful projects and a lovely way of photographing them, and thank you so much for sending those. Next, from Brenda, hi Brenda, we have Coffee or Chocolate by Erica Michaels, and she stitched these on a 40 count mystery linen with the called for floss. And she had 2 firsts in doing these. It was the first time dyeing her own fabric, and it was her first berry finish. So Brenda, they're beautiful, and I'm so glad that you sent those for me to share with everyone. And finally, but certainly not least, is Janet, and she sent Miss Alice Smith, 1841, from Victorian Rose Needle Arts. She stitched this on a 46 count white winter white by Seraphim. She used 1 strand of 103 over 2 linen threads, with the exception of some Flossversary and Tudor silks for the over 1 portions. And it was a conversion that Tinka Phillips Markham helped Janet to put together. And she says the final listing of the conversion can be found at Victorian Rose. So if that interests you, if you will contact Tinka at Victorian Rose, you can get that there. So, wow, what beautiful stitching. I again, I just feel so honored to be able to share these beautiful pieces with all of you. And I hope you all will continue to send me pieces to share. So that is our shares for this week. Now, I have some finishes that I want to go through because I need to move them out of the way to, to move through the rest of the video. And my first one, the small one, but I am so excited, is, let's put something behind it, is Partridge and Pear by Satsuma Street. And I hope by the next time I do my video, I'll have it fully finished. I do have the felt that has the sticky, and that's what I plan to put on the back. I made just a couple of little boo-boos. You can see sort of something sticking out there. And maybe the light and the regular yellow got misplaced a little bit. But anyway, I am just loving it. I just think they are so colorful and so gorgeous. So that is Partridge and Pear by Satsuma Street. And I think I'm going to do a beaded hanger for that, and I'll have it all together, hopefully, for the next time we meet. Okay, so I have that. And then what dawned on me is that, that I have a local framer that has moved back into the area that actually framed many of the pieces, the older pieces that I have, because they've been gone from the area for, at least probably 20 years. But they moved back in the area. So what we decided that we would work together. I would do the lacing, and they could do the framing. So rather than use someone like Arts to Frame, which I'm not saying that I wouldn't at some point, but I would rather keep that money local if I can. So be that I laced both of these pieces, and one of them was a hard one, but I'm pretty proud. I think I did a pretty good job, and then they framed them and did all the backing. So the first one is Angel Armel by Maximum Cross Stitch. So now I have two of Ellen's pieces fully finished, because I showed you Eddie and Patsy last time. So this is up with Mary 395, and I know I have Ursula's sampler behind me, but she does have a place on my red sampler wall. So it's a beautiful frame. It does have a little bit of red in it, and all the other frames are the same way. So for these straight lines, I was pretty proud. I did use the basting line. We'll always use the basting line. Very important. So that was Angel Armel. And then I had framed, and I laced, and they framed Summer at Cherry Hill. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So I'm actually going to have it out for the summer. So this is by the Scarlet House. No, it isn't. It's by Brenda Gervais. Tanya does have this piece framed and in her home, but this is by Brenda Gervais. So I'm just so excited. So this is working out well. So as I mentioned, my next plan is to lace the TGA Redwork sampler by Just Stitching Along, Krista. And I will take that out and have them frame it. So I had three. You know what? When I come back, I'll put these up. I have two more finishes that I knew I would forget to get out. So I will pause this now, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had two ornaments I fully finished. These two, Prairie School. I made this one into a little pillow with this. I love this plaid. And then I did another one as a flat fold. Let's do that. I'm getting better with the hot glue gun. I'm getting better with the cording. You can see, yeah, that didn't work so good. But anyway, but I'm pretty happy with it. So that is my 2 Prairie School ornaments. And we'll see if I get any more done for Christmas in July. But so I had some good finishes, and I was really excited about that. So I also had 2 new starts, and I wanted to show you my pretty much undecorated book of days for July so far. I cut this out and made it sticky. It was on a birthday card that I got from a good friend locally. Okay, so we've got that. Now, so my 2 new starts. One was this planned new start on July 9th with Alicia of Upper Meadow Design Company. She makes fabulous cross-stitch project bags, and she is on Etsy. And so she made a bag to go with my start for both of us of Elizabeth Stevenson, which was the Queen of the May. Look at that bag. It is absolutely stunning. And so I started, let's get it out here, Elizabeth Stevenson on July 9th. I am trying very hard to do the bones of the border first. So I did work on it, I think maybe 2 days just on border, and some of that was Zoom stitching. And I'm hoping to give it a little more time in August and September. But I am doing it on a 40 count cream and sugar by Fiber on a Whim. I am using the Vicki Clayton silks. That was my birthday present from Stan. And this is a big piece of fabric. As soon as I know where all my borders are, I'm going to cut it down. But so, I almost have it. So nothing really pretty to see. Oh, I have wanted to jump in those colors so badly. But anyway, I'm hoping that everything meets up. This will be a band across, and I do like to mark those. And so I put a few stitches in that. But beautiful fabric. I do enjoy working with Fiber on a Whim. So that is my start on Elizabeth Stevenson, which is, and I have a pretty good piece of fabric left, of 40 count, which is great, because that seems to be what I prefer to stitch on these days. So that is one new start. And my second new start for Christmas in July, as I think I told you last time, is Lit by the Artsy Housewife. I fell in love with this the moment I saw it. I am doing it on a piece of 40 count maple bar by Cedar River Linen. So it is fitting on a fat 1/8. And I'm using all the called for over-dyed threads. Oh, and which reminded me, do you see this darling bling here? And this says believe. It is so sweet. And these floss drops, I think someone gave me those at the February retreat that we had in Arizona. So, but I didn't have a name on them. So if you gave those to me, would you please let me know? Oh, I'm enjoying them so much. So, but just look at those colors. Oh my goodness. The Bing Cherry is just to die for. So this is my progress, but it's it's going to be a lot of stitching. So this is what I've gotten done so far. But aren't those colors gorgeous? But the border's pretty intense, as you can see. So that is lit by the Artsy Housewife, and look at that piece of maple bar. Oh, it's gorgeous. I got this at Sherry, Colorado Cross Stitcher. And so that is my second new start. I'm trying, except for smalls like, you know, Prairie Schoolers or something like that, I'm trying so hard not to get a lot of things, you know, started for Christmas in July. But I did that one had to happen. So, okay, so that is my new starts. You've seen my finishes. I think we're ready to look at whips. What do you think? Those are works in progress. And I just keep trying to plug away a thread at a time, but I love this piece so much, and it is Her Own Thoughts by Soie Stitchery, Sarah. And I am doing this on a piece of the 46 over-dyed or tea-dyed fabric that Steph, Lake Girl Stitches, did for me. And I'm using the called for DMC, but I got all the flowers in. Look how sweet. Might be a little mistake somewhere, but that's okay. So really, I just have the border and the rest of the words, and it'll be done. And I plan to make it into a pillow. But it says, her own thoughts and reflections were habitually her best companions, Jane Austen. So, oh my gosh, I love it. So it gets, you know, primarily my happy hour stitching, and but we'll keep working on it. Okay, so that is, we'll go over here. My next piece is Baldoquin Birdies. And this is the focus piece that I'm doing for Andrew, the Runner Stitchers, hashtag Whip into Shape. We had, I think, the largest number of stitches this past week. He had to run 17 miles this past Sunday in really humid weather. So my hat's off to him. It almost makes me feel guilty, Andrew, to sit in the comfort of my air conditioning and do something I love to support you. But it's okay. Anyway, so I am stitching this on a 25 count light mushroom Lugana with the Pirate and Robin Floss Redstone. And this is where I am. So I have primarily worked in this area right here. That's the area that got the bulk of the stitches since you've seen it last. But I love the effect that this floss is having on this 25 count Lugana. So that's Baldoquin Birdies by Modern Folk Embroidery. And I love working on it. I love supporting Andrew in his training for his marathon, which will be in the end of August in Sydney, Australia. Okay, next we have, this is my red sampler. I try to work on a red sampler every Thursday. And the piece that I'm working on now is a French Fancy by Mama Loves You GB. And I am stitching this on a piece of 56 count coffee au lait, and I'm using a Vera Soie Surfine in the number 2644. And so this is where I am. I have started the second row of letters, and I probably completely finished this one. I have worked on the borders. So I am putting A, B, C, D, E, F. So I'm working on G. Now I know my ABCs. So again, the sweet, sweet stitches. So that is a French Fancy by Mama Loves You GB. That in here. Okay. Next we have, this is the stitch along for the Across the Pond, and we also had an Across the Pond Zoom on last Saturday as well, and they are just delightful. That they're hosted by Angie, the Tiny House Stitcher, and Marie of Stitches and Diamonds, and the dyer of Swan Bay Fabrics. And this is the piece that Sarah of Sew Me Sarah organized for our stitch along. It's not going to look a whole lot different from the last time you saw it. I have been working on the house and the windows. I think I got the roof completely stitched in, but I am woefully behind now. So, but I'm loving every minute. And I am stitching this on a piece of 40 count wheat by Fiber on a Whim, and I am using the called for overdyed floss. So yes, the roof is in, and I'm working my way down on the windows and the house. But I do think once I get the house done, then I will start moving quite a bit faster. So that is One Stitch at a Time by Lottie Da. Okay. My next one is, oh, this was my whip go call for the month of July, and it's This Juneteenth Day by Shaded Stitchery. And I love to work on this piece. So it has gotten 2 of the 3 days that it's promised when the number is called. I am stitching this on a 36 count summer khaki, and I'm using the call for DMC. And I actually got, I got this basket in completely here. I'm starting to come down with the colors. I always go up and put some threads in this top border, and I got the second line almost of the words in. So that is This Juneteenth Day by Shaded Stitchery. And I owe it one more day, but I also want to always keep working on it, obviously, because this is the finish that I want. So, yeah, I love it. All right. We will go to our next one. Which is, this is A Daily Reminder by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. It's easier to see here. I'm stitching this on 40 count Arboreal by Cedar River Linen. I'm using Vicki Clayton Silks. And this is what I've done since you've seen it last. So I did go over and I've started the words. I think I worked on these. These are all Smyrna crosses. So it didn't get a whole lot of time, but is that? Oh, it's just a thread. Okay, but I've got the letters started, so those will go quick. It's so pretty. So I'm stitching this with Judy Stitching Bunny, Marcy, and Holly of Hobbies of Holly, Marcy, Amicon Studio, I know there are several others of you that are stitching this. And of course, this was also Tara Sullivan's Soie Stitches. It was her birthday start. And I'm sure it's finished with her flaming needles. So that is A Daily Reminder by Brenda Gervais. Okay, and next we have, well, I didn't show it to you last time, but is the perennial favorite is Pet All the Dogs. And I do love this chart. It's just that it is my oldest whip. And I've sort of changed an approach. I'm sort of doing, you know, like 2 to 3 threads a day rather than trying to give it the 7 full days of the week. I'm cheating, I know, but I guess it's my cross stitch, my rules. I don't, oh well, I'll get back in my routine. But I'm stitching this on a piece of 36 count old weeks in Aspen, and I'm using the called for overdyed and DMC. So I do have that bottom border, the reds all the way across. I put in another little doggy and started a heart. I think that's all I've done. Oh, and I also worked on the windows of the house, filling those in. So did I like forget a, oh, it's, yeah, it's the 2 panes at the bottom. Okay, I thought I'd just forgotten one cross stitch. So I will continue to plug along because this is going to get finished. But this is by Teresa Kogut. I think the hardest part for me has been the fabric. I'm just not crazy about the old weeks. I mean, I can do it, and but it doesn't make me just want to stitch on it because, well, anyway, we're going to get it done, aren't we? All right. So that is Pet All the Dogs. Next, we have my winter sal from the Historical Sampler Company. And now they are on the pumpkin patch. I showed you the fabulous box last time, the pumpkin patch sale. And the chart can still be purchased. It is a PDF, and the installments come out once every 2 weeks. I think there'll be a total of 4. But this one is the Little Owl Patchwork sal, which was the first one of this year. I am stitching it on the 32 count fabric that was provided with the called for DMC. And so I worked on the house. That is what I have done. And I did have to do a little bit of frogging, or I would have been further along. I just love the colors. I love the reds and teals together. So I have to do this tree, which doesn't take long, and an owl here in the house. Not much. But it's usually a happy hour stitch. So that is the Little Owl Patchwork by Historical Sampler Company. And it lives in one of these sweet little drawstring bags that they provide in their boxes. I had so much fun with this. Look who I got out. Pandemic. I actually worked 3 days on it. I mean 2 days since in July. This is by Long Dog Samplers. I am stitching it on a 32 count Platinum Lugana. I'm using DMC 310, and I am stitching 1 over 2 threads. And this is it in its entirety. Whoa, okay. Is it this way? Is that right? Yes. So it's really hard to get it all in, but oh, I love it. And so I have worked primarily, I really wanted to get that whole kind of area finished, but I have done a lot of this right here. That's where I've been working. So it's not very heavy in here, but I still need to bring that down. But that is pandemic. It never fails to bring me joy when I stitch on it. I actually, a while back, finally cut the fabric down. I don't know what I was working on. It could have been a yard, but it was a big piece of fabric. But it is a piece. All my stitching brings me such joy, but there is just something kind of special about pandemic for me. Okay, my next one is, okay, this was my second Whip Go Call. It has had 1 day of stitching, and that is Tom's Foolery by Hands Across the Sea. And I am stitching this one on a piece of 36 count Ghostly Shadows by XU Designs, and I'm using the Call for DMC. So let's see. Oh, I know what I worked on primarily was I did fill in some of the border. I worked on the house. And I think that's all so far. But hopefully, I've got 2 more days. It's owed. And I just love all the color. It is just a joy. So that's Tom's Foolery by Hands Across the Sea. And that was my second Whip Go Call for the month of July, and it gets 3 days. So I just saw something that I left out of a bag, and I'm going to slip that in so that it's a little warm. If I might look just a little, I'm glistening, right? Okay, and then my final piece for again going back to Christmas in July is I wanted to work on Merry and Bright again by Cottage Garden Samplings. I love their charts. And I'm stitching this on a piece of 36 count Eucalyptus by Fox and Rabbit. I'm using the called for overdyed floss. And so what I have done so far is I filled in the pink of these berries, and then I came up and did started working on this sleigh. And I am in full transparency. I was doing that yesterday, and I had to rip out a mistake 3 times. Not the same mistake, but yeah, it was. Oh, and I got this piece of greenery in there as well. But that is Merry and Bright by Cottage Garden Samplings. And that is my last whip, which is a work in progress. So, what are my plans? Well, I'm not really prepared to say exactly, but I do plan to do some form of what Narissa's Lifestyle, if you're not watching her, you should be, because she's, yeah. The bottom line is that August and September are going to be primarily samplers. And my thought is, because it's just really hard for me to stay on the same thing like all day, is maybe pick samplers and do 5 mornings and then a different sampler and do 5 afternoons, and that way I could still do my 2 stitches a day before I start, and at the end of the evening I could do my happy hour stitching. So it would give me enough variety in the day that I think, and then allow me to give an extended period of time on my samplers. I don't know which ones I will choose yet. I may just let it be what I feel like. I may look at them and see what, is there anything that's possibly close. The Smith sampler could be, but again, the border is pretty intense on that. So, but anyway, the bottom line is that I'll be just working with my samplers, and I know that will bring a lot of joy, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about for August and September. So I had some happy mail that I would like to share with you. And the first one is, and can you believe, I finished Partridge and Pear yesterday, and look what came yesterday from Northern Ireland, Northern Ireland. So Sarah reached out to me, of Soie Sarah, and said that she did not think she was going to stitch this, and that she had seen that I was enjoying the first one that I did. And so you betcha, Sarah, I'm going to jump right on it. I'm very excited to get to start this one. She sent a beautiful card with it. And Sarah, thank you. I was very touched by that. So I will think of you. I think of you a lot anyway, but I will think of you while I'm stitching this. So that, I got that. And then Karen also sent a beautiful card. And this is her sister-in-law's artwork. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? And she found a Save the Stitches piece that she thought, because of my love, had to come and live with me. And that is, look at this. And I have placed it, I did hang it up before I showed it to you guys, but it's right by the door, the slider that goes out to where my hummingbirds are. So thank you so much, Karen. That was so sweet. And it's you know, it's just framed really well. It's just beautiful. So, and I'm so glad someone stitching is with me and will be loved. So now I also got the July Cotton and Twine box. And so let's get this out, and let me make sure I have my information. So the box will be for sale until July 25th. So you can jump on that right now. They are just absolutely fabulous, and very exciting is this piece is designed by Yasmin. And look at it. How gorgeous. You can get it in with either a 32 count linen or a 16 count Aida. And this is the linen and the floss. Look at those colors. So I think that very possibly this chart and linen I will do as a giveaway, maybe next month. But because I'm getting a little behind in my historical sampling stitching, and there are pieces that I really want to start and get done. So, but what also comes in here is this sweet little bag, little zippered bag. It says Pretty Little Things. It has a little charm on it. Oh, it's the zipper pull. So it's a zippered bag. Okay, you get that. You get your tea bag. You get some candy. You get the frame for this. How fabulous. So, I mean, it's just really economical. I think the linen, the Ada box is 20 pounds and the linen box is 22 pounds. There will be a 15% discount coupon for first-time purchases, and the code will be FIRST15. I'll run that across the bottom. I will also put it in the description box. So they will offer those through July 25th that you can get the boxes. And again, it's and I think I showed pictures of the bee on the last, but now you've got the chart. You can see what it looks like. So there it is. So probably within one of the next couple of videos, we will do this as a giveaway. It will probably be I don't like doing that, but a United States only because of the frame. I just want, I have heard horror stories about some of the expense of mailing those. But now the other thing that I want to tell you about, and this is really exciting, but I've got everything here so that I don't forget. They are starting the sale for the, well, they're not starting the sale, but the promotion for the 2025 Advent box and stitch along. So it will, now pre-order opens on July 18th, which will actually be the day that this FlossTube is released. So that will be Friday, July 18th. And last year, the Advent box sold out in 8 days. I will be putting some pictures across, but they are from last year's because obviously, you know, it's an Advent box and you want everything to be a surprise. So this Advent box will have 24 individually wrapped packages, one for each day of the Advent. There will be 7 exclusive mini projects designed in-house by Historical Sampler Company. But not only will the chart be provided and the threads and the fabric, they will also provide the finishing items to make the projects, which is fabulous. And then there will be 17 remaining packages. Will have a mix of stitching items, crafting goodies, and Christmas decorations, and a sweet treat. And I know that everyone has really enjoyed these that have received them. I have really enjoyed watching, specifically, I know Sarah, of Soie Sarah, opening each little piece. And so I'm very excited that I will get to do that along with all of you that purchase a box. So July 18th is when the pre-order begins. And let's see, I just want to make sure. There'll be, I think in these pictures, there's also a snippet of the magical gingerbread house Sal, but the gifts itself will be, will be a surprise until you get the box. So July 18th is when, and I always put the link for everything. I will have the link for the Facebook group where you can get a lot of information. And it's a wonderful opportunity to do some, some great stitching. So thank you, Joanne and Suzanne, for thinking of me and allowing me to collaborate with you guys, because it's been a real joy. Okay, so I think I've gone through my happy mail. So let's do our little recap here that we will be planning for the for Zoom number 20 will be August 10th. So please put Zoom in the in your comment if you would like to be a part of that. I did neglect to mention that if your name was called out for the Zoom for Zoom number 19, which will be July 27th, please go in the description box. There will be a link for the Google form so that you can put your information there so that I will have your email to send you the link. Okay, and then our giveaway is Clara Ellen by Blackbird Designs, and I have 2 of those. So if you are interested in that, please put heart in your comment, and I will draw 2 names for that. So, and then the winner of the 2024 Nashville Cookbook was Fluffy Turtles. So would you please email me your address and I can send that on to Lorraine. So I think I do want to send out, as I know we all are, so many good thoughts and how sorry I am for the tragedy that happened in Texas with the flooding. Those are things that are almost, hard to imagine, that type of loss of lives and homes, children. So my heart has been with the people of Texas, and there's been flooding in North Carolina and flooding in New York. So it goes back to sometimes I feel so impotent that, you want so badly to ease that pain or ease that discomfort. And I think that, again, our biggest tool is maybe not for those people, but are certainly for, we can love, we can be kind, compassionate, have empathy for those around us, for those in the community, and that by reaching out and touching someone close to us, that we will give a lot of, it'll spread out. It'll be like the rock in the pond that sends the waves out. And hopefully we can ease some of the pain that's going on in the world. So I think that I have covered everything on the table. So I'm going to ask you to grab your stitching, get comfortable, and stitch what you love. I love each and every one of you to the moon and back. So bye-bye. Until next time.
Aria, you gonna come crawl? You gonna come crawl?